Have you ever experienced, that feeling within yourself? Staring at the ceiling while the clock is ticking painfully slow and the world outside is seemingly devoid of anything interesting enough for you? This is boredom. We all know it. Some of us fear it. But what if I told you that boredom isn't a void, but a fertile ground waiting to be planted? One day, when I was home alone, I was looking out of the window because I was simply bored. It was during the summer vacations. There was no internet. The TV was not working properly. I didn't want to do my holiday homework, and it was simply too hot to go outside and play. So, I started to flip through one of my storybooks my mom had got for me. As a kid, I always thought books were dull and something that I would always find boring. All my friends seemed to agree with this, and we all had collectively agreed with the fact that books were boring and were a lifeless mechanism that made you take a nap 10 pages in. But here I was, going through the first chapter of the book because I was just simply bored. I finished that book that day, and by the next week, I had finished the whole series. This was when I realized that I had a newfound hobby to pursue for myself. Now, the word boredom first became a word in 1852 with the publication of Charles Dickens' complex serial called The Bleak House, which was kind of boring actually, but it described it as an emotional state. Well, it obviously dated back a lot further than that. Roman philosopher Seneca talks about boredom as a kind of nausea, while Greek historian Plutarch notes that Pyrrhus, which translates to he of the Pyrrhic victory, was desperately bored during his retirement. The textbook definition of boredom is a state of being weary and restless through a lack of interest, and hence, scientists quote, boredom can disrupt motivation, reduce happiness, and interfere with goal-directed behavior. Well, that may be true till a certain point, but it doesn't really tell you exactly what it might do if used in the right and healthy manner. Think of a child on a rainy day. No iPad, no cartoons, just pure unadulterated boredom. And what happens? Imagination explodes. Forts are built out of pillars. Cardboard boxes become spaceships, and puddles transform into shimmering oceans where the brave and mighty pirates sail through. It's not just children who benefit from this. In fact, some of the greatest scientists came from an enforced period of boredom. Isaac Newton discovered gravity while lounging under an apple tree. Marie Curie scribbling scientific formulas while waiting for a laundry to dry. Albert Einstein discovered the theory of relativity during a patent clerk job, which left him plenty of time to daydream. Boredom isn't just about creativity now. Now, boredom isn't a disease to be cured, a void to be filled. It's a quiet pause, a blank canvas waiting for your own masterpiece. Imagine a city, bustling city. Cars honk, lights flash, pedestrians scurry about. It's exciting, yes, but also exhausting. Then suddenly, the power goes out. The city plunges into darkness, and a curious thing happens. You start noticing things you never did before. The stars peeking through the city glow, the gentle hum of a distant generator, and the quiet rustle of the leaves. Boredom is that power outage of your mind. In this world that is increasingly fast-paced and addicted to stimulation, boredom can be a valuable reminder that it is totally okay to slow down and enjoy the journey. Now, in that absence of stimuli, in that absence of external entertainment, boredom can help you do a lot of things. A different kind of magic emerges. Creativity ignites. Remember the days you spent building forts out of pillars, drawing fantastical creatures and weaving elaborate stories in your head, those were born out of boredom, out of the freedom to explore the unexplored inner landscapes in your own mind when the outer world had nothing enough to offer. Now, boredom isn't just about creativity, is it? It's a gateway to introspection and self-discovery. Now, you see, when we are constantly plugged in, bombarded by filtered selfies and random videos, it's easy to lose sight of the human connection. Boredom, however, forces us to confront ourselves, to listen to our own thoughts, and to think about our feelings, which in turn helps us to connect with others on a deeper level. And then, of course, there's the joy of simply being. The joy of simply experiencing the present moment with your own eyes. Of course, boredom isn't always easy. It can be unsettling, even uncomfortable. But let's take a deep breath, resist the urge to reach for the phones and laptops, and let our minds wander. You might be surprised at what you find. You might find a spark of creativity or invention. You might find a spark of introspection, or you can just be simply present. Boredom isn't the absence of things to do. It's the choice of what to do nothing at all, and to find the beauty and wisdom in that choice of yours. So, let's reclaim this boredom, not as a disease or a void to be filled, but as a symphony of stillness in this noisy world. Thank you.